Okay, guys. More issues from YouTube, but it's okay. It's very interesting that my channel, I always get a slap on the wrist from YouTube about once a week about something. And if I was on here, I want you to know, the big bad spooky white man, because we know YouTube's not a black-owned company. But if I was on here talking about all the problems in the black community are white people's fault. White people, we need to get revenge on white people for slavery. Don't burn down your own neighborhoods. Go burn down the white neighborhoods. Those people never get strikes. They never get a notice from YouTube about their video, something wrong with their video. They were bullying somebody or harassing somebody. They never get that. They never get that type of letter from YouTube. Their channels be up for 10 years. just up 10 years straight. But I want you guys to understand that you got to support channels like this. That's why you have to support. I mean, most of my viewers are, working class people of all races, not just black people or white people. All races, working class people, people with good educations, or if they don't have a good education, with a certificate, they have a good sense and they've read a lot and they've studied a lot. And their channels are people living in mama basement and thugs and hoodlums and shit. And baby mamas and shit. And yet when they go live, the super chat look like 4th of July. When I go live, y'all treat me like a stepchild. I gotta beg for a like. Them motherfuckers don't even have to ask for donations. I gotta beg for likes. So let's tighten up, y'all. It's a reflection on conservatives and, coons. Coons supposed to be the ones with the jobs and shit. Conservatives supposed to be the ones with their stuff together, man. Let's tighten up, man. We can't let these other channels, man, outperform us on every level, man. So hit the like button as soon as you come in. As soon as you come in, hit the like button. Hit the super chat, hit the PayPal, Cash App, whatever you want, whenever you can.
Yeah, Leslie, let me tell you, a 17% increase in the murder rate over the same time last year. That's 150 people dead so far this year. City leaders blame a lot of that on the proliferation of guns. But in terms of the murder here at the gas station early Monday morning, a source close to the investigation tells me there's not much new to report right now. The 150th murder of the year in D.C., the shooting of 30-year-old Michael Bright on 45th Street Northeast. 23 more people have died in the district this year compared to the same time last year. If you look at all the crime in the city, incidents are down a remarkable 4,377. Even violent crime is down, 255 fewer incidents. But in one of the city's safest areas, Ward 3, 3 violent attacks have left people shaken. A murder behind the Lord and Taylor in late September. The death this week of Alex Nwogu on Connecticut Avenue near Chip.
Now this Alex Nwogu dude, I mean, this is just a sad, sad story, man. This brother had his whole life ahead of him. He done everything right. He'd gone to college. He graduated. He done everything right. Nigerian. I don't know if his parents are immigrants or if they are second generation, third generation. I just know from his name he's a Nigerian. American. He's American, but he's black.
But in one of the city's safest areas, Ward 3. 3 violent attacks have left people shaken. A murder behind the Lord and Taylor in late September. The death this week of Alex Nwogu on Connecticut Avenue near Chevy Chase. And the shooting of Uber driver Alexander Nwogu in Tenleytown on Sunday.
God doesn't ask you for anything. Pulls out her gun and then starts shooting.
Look, man, I don't know what to tell you. It's very interesting. Crime is down. And you're seeing these same stats in a bunch of cities. Crime is down. Even violent crime is down. But murder's through the roof. And this young man, Alex Nwogu, Nigerian. I don't know if he's an immigrant. I don't know if his parents have been here for a while. I don't know if anything about his... I just know he's black and he's of Nigerian descent. And I know he did everything right in life as far as doing his thing, as far as school, as far as decisions. And the area he was in was not a bad area. It's a great area. Okay? It's not a bad area, it's a great area. It's an area where you go up there, you're going to see some black folk, but you're not going to see riffraff. Okay? You're not going to see riffraff. You're not going to see homies and things like that. It's a high school up there that, pull some kids from some rough areas. But as far as like just being there at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's like the safest place in the world. And for this area to be having a rash of violent crimes is just insane. And for this brother to be claimed by it, it just breaks my heart, man. It breaks my heart, man. I drive past there a lot now. I probably went 10 years without going past that area. But I drive past there a lot now because, I've been going to the hospital every day with my wife. We've been staying in the hospital for a while. In the hospital, to get to the hospital, you have to go past that shell where this brother was killed at. So, it is what it is, man.
It involves guns, it involves death, and it involves a randomness that puts people on edge.
Investigators believe that the same 2 men who shot Nwogu may have traveled less than a mile to attack Alex Nwogu at the Shell station, beating him in the back of the head and shooting him to death.
I just hope that the police are able to find these people and get them off the streets, because I certainly hope that more families aren't shattered because of these people.
Charlie Clower taught and mentored Alex Nwogu at Virginia Tech, where he graduated cum laude in May. She says he touched a lot of Hokies as a student, and she says he could have changed the world.
I do want his family to know that he was very, very respected and loved here, and we are all mourning with them and at this loss.
Now, police are asking businesses and neighbors all around here to check their surveillance cameras, see if they have any video that might help the police catch these guys. They consider them armed and dangerous, and they are also telling neighbors that if they see anything suspicious, just call 911. Let the police check it out. And again, it bears repeating. There is a $25,000 reward for information that leads to the arrest and conviction of the people who murdered Alex Nwogu. Live in D.C., Bruce Swishey, WUSA Now.
So much heartbreak for his family and the others who've lost their lives.
Now, these are the type of stories I get strikes for. I get notices from YouTube that I'm bullying people. Not because of necessarily the story, but because I won't blame it on white people. Now, they didn't give us a description, but we know who did this. We know the race of the people who did this. We know the age frame. We know the mentality. They were going around robbing Uber drivers. They probably thought the brother, or the first guy, the first guy, the second guy, the older African guy, they just shot him up. He said they didn't even ask for nothing. They just shot him up. The second, the first guy, Alex Nwogu, the young man, went to Virginia Tech. Just erased a life, man. I mean, and I gotta blame this on white people so I can stay on YouTube. Or institutional, systematic boogeymen and shit. He had such a bright future ahead of him. Never had any negativity about him. Nwogu's friend Will Ventura said, really positive, really hardworking and caring. You notice they're not telling you about how this guy used to laugh and joke all the time. You notice they're not telling you about his smile. He was funny. He always made you laugh. He liked cracking jokes and stuff. They said never had any negativity about him. Really positive, really hardworking, and caring. And he had such a bright future ahead of him. Ventura said the two dreamed of opening their own consulting firm together. Not a record label, not a clothing store, a hair salon. And shout out to all my people that do those things, but we got enough of them. we got enough of them. We don't need another record label. We don't need another rapper. If we don't need one, we don't need another rapper for 50 years, and we'll have too many. If there wasn't another black rapper created in the next, if there wasn't another black rapper created in the next 50 years, we wouldn't need another rapper. Okay? We don't need another barber, another chick that can do hair, another basketball player. We don't need none of that. Family and friends tell WUSA 9, Bruce LaShawn, that Nwogu was a cum laude graduate at Virginia Tech. He graduated just 5 months ago. Both Nwogu's brother and sister live in Alexandria. And his father is an army officer in Nigeria. Oh my God. Could you imagine he got the news? Not only that is something where he was, it wasn't like his son was hanging out in the hood and you know, things happen, you know. Hey man, you can't. This just random. He stopped at a gas station in a nice part of town, and some guys who police detectives think shot somebody else at random earlier, pistol whipped him and shot him. Like, I mean, just snuffed out. And for YouTube, this is white people's fault. I gotta throw that in there so they don't tell me I'm bullying anybody. This is white people's fault. But one thing I want you to know about the neighborhood that it was in, Tinleytown. The demographics over there, that area is like 90% white. The area where this happened is about 90% white, okay? So I want you to understand that. Nothing ever happens over there. if you look at the heat map for the crimes in DC, it'll be red dots all over Southeast, all over Northeast, all over Northwest, west of 16th Street. Up there, Tinleytown, I guess they got 3 dots now. They said they had one person was murdered behind Lord and Taylor. Just think about that. Lord and Taylor, that's like Neiman Marcus. That's like, that's high end. That's like, you niggas said, when I went in there, man, they following me around. Tiffany's, that's high-end shopping up there. Lord and Taylor, that's where you niggas get your Gucci and shit from. And your Prada and your Moschino and shit. Your Tom Ford. Can't get that shit at Ross, man. Can't get it at Marshalls. Can't get it at TJ Maxx. You gotta go to Lord and Taylor to get that good stuff. So yeah, Negroes are starting to take their act up there. And as we know, they didn't give us a description on the suspects. You know what that means. It's not in DC. It's not even necessary. In DC, it's not necessary because for what? Like, you already know. But if this was in another place, it wasn't Chocolate City, because DC is known as Chocolate City. But if it wasn't Chocolate City, you'd be like, damn, that's strange. They ain't give us a description. They trying to hide somebody. But DC, you just know, nigga. But kid had his whole life ahead of him, man. No motive behind the shooting. $25,000 reward. When brothers like this get killed, this is what you break the gold caskets out for, black folk. Okay, you got it. Okay, you do a gold caskets now. Shia Brooks get a gold casket. George Floyd got a gold casket. When you shouldn't be giving gold caskets away that liberally. Okay? Gold caskets, that's like the good china. You know what I'm saying? You order a pizza, you don't break out the good china, okay? But, okay, you niggas is throwing gold caskets around, okay? Fine. This is one of the ones you break out the gold caskets for. You break it out for this, okay? You break out the gold caskets for these situations, man. All right?
The death of 28-year-old James Greene, a Navy veteran and a father of a 2-year-old son, took his friend Corey Vincent by complete surprise.
It just was never-ending friendship. He was an awesome friend, a great father, and he was very supportive, a very calm guy, and I don't understand why something like this will happen to him, because this is not the stuff that he gets into.
It was Sunday, around 6. Corey says Greene was with his son, James Greene Jr., going to the child's mother's home on St. Mary's Street. As he enters the house, Detroit police say this man, Michael Terry, was inside. Something happened which led to Greene being shot and killed.
When I pulled up to his house and he wasn't at home, I instantly started to cry because I knew something was up, because when he left me, he said, I'm going home. And he had his son, and they got in the truck and pulled off.
Police say Terry took off in a royal blue Saturn, which they have since recovered.
A serviceman. And you know people by their friends. You can tell a lot of people, a lot of these people that are so-called angels, they never did nothing, and were just the greatest person in the world. And then the news crew come around and they want to talk to their family and friends. And there's a bunch of hood boogers and degenerates and rusty ass, tired, ghetto ass motherfuckers. And salute to all my ghetto people. There ain't nothing against y'all. I'm just saying. Everybody an angel, and it's like, damn, how was you a saint and an angel and the greatest person that ever lived, And this everybody that's talking about you when we come to ask questions about you, this is the only people we can find. Listen to this brother's friend, man. You can learn a lot by people's friends. And this guy, Michael Terry, who killed him, could have been the baby mama's boyfriend, a baby mama's fling, somebody she was messing with, somebody she was talking with. Baby daddy comes in the house. It could just be eye contact, a strange look. Fuck that nigga looking at me. But to shoot that man in front of his kid and his baby mother and then just leave. And then we hearing that the guy wasn't that type of guy. He wasn't into that stuff. Just sad, man. But this is white people's fault. I gotta say that for YouTube, just for YouTube. That's like a disclaimer and shit. This is because of lack of opportunity. This nigga shot this motherfucker in front of his kid and his baby mother because he didn't have an opportunity. That, I don't know, opportunity is, whatever, I had nothing.
They have since recovered.
I just really want Michael Terry to turn himself in, and I want him to go ahead and do what he's supposed to do. You safer in jail. Go ahead and give up your time because you made this mistake.
But Corey wants people to remember James Greene as he knew him.
Always positive, always doing the right thing. He's a thinker.
A man proud to have served his country.
He's been so many places all over the country, just back and forth, and all I got was the small time.
And prouder still to be a father. That's something Corey personally will ensure that James Greene Jr. will know about his dad.
Just gotta keep him close to me, man. That's all I can do, man, and show him that his father was the wonderful person that he really was.
As for what happened inside that house on St. Mary Street on Sunday, that remains a mystery. So does the whereabouts of Michael Terry. Anyone with those answers is asked to call 1-800-SPEAK-UP. Dave Spencer, Fox.
And we chronicle this every day. And listen, if you're tired of this and you don't want to hear about it, go to any other channel. I don't understand why y'all complain and flag and complain to the white man at YouTube that y'all hate. Just go to another channel and watch the videos there. They're going to blame everything on the white man. I just don't think that this is the white man's fault. I don't think it has anything to do with systematic racism. I don't think it has anything to do with structural institutions, the criminal justice system, slavery, the price of tea in China. I think this is just a destructive culture that destroys a lot of people. I just happen to be bringing light to you guys, two guys today that would just happen to be upstanding individuals. But oh yeah, we don't have these type of men in our community. That's right. That's what the pro-blacks teach. Because unless you resist an arrest for a crime that you did commit and fighting with cops and then get killed, we not gonna fucking know your name, man. We not gonna know your name unless you goddamn degenerate fighting with cops and shit. How PCP is some shit. It just tears me up, man. This shit tears me up having to do these stories. But I enjoy making YouTube videos. I enjoy bringing these brothers' stories to light because these brothers, just like Ashawn Davis, these are just older versions of Ashawn Davis. If you remember, I did several stories on Ashawn Davis, the young man who was killed in Troy. These are just older versions of him. This is what Ashawn Davis would have been if he would have been given a chance to grow. That's all. That's all these guys are. Older versions of Ashawn Davis. Taken out. One in a great neighborhood. One at his baby mother's house. just senselessly rubbed off the map. Senselessly rubbed off the map, taken out in the prime of their lives over nothing. Nobody's looking for any white supremacists. There's no reward. No basketball players are giving out any rewards to try to help to find the white supremacists that killed these guys. There'll be no talk of these guys, no games, no kneeling during the flag for these guys, nothing. There will be nothing in the black community done for these guys. These guys ain't from the hood, so there'll be no vigil. There'll be no great vigil. These aren't hood boogers where you're gonna see fucking teddy bears and Hennessy bottles, 1,000 candles next to a tree. There'll be nothing done for any of these guys. Nothing. Get in the comment section, man. Like, subscribe, donate. Peace.